Fellas, if you're over 50, listen up because what I'm about to say is uncomfortable, but it could save you years of frustration. One of the earliest signs that your circulation is slowing down, that your nerves aren't firing the way they used to, that your pelvic muscles are getting weaker, is that your erections just aren't as hard as they used to be, and most men brush it off. They blame age, they blame stress, they hope it fixes itself. But here's the scary part. When you ignore those early changes, the problem snowballs. What starts as, it's fine, it still works, can turn into weaker erections, shorter-lasting erections, or mornings that just stop showing up. And I know that hits hard, because every week I see men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s who say, "Rachel, I wish I had paid attention earlier." But here's the good news, and the reason you should absolutely keep watching. Your body is not broken. You are not too old. And there are specific stretches, simple targeted movements that can reopen the blood flow highways, wake up the nerves, and strengthen the muscles that give you stronger, harder erections. Most men have never been taught these, and once you learn them, you'll realize how much control you actually have. So stay with me, because I'm going to walk you through the 5 best stretches that help men over 50 get harder, healthier erections naturally. And once you understand why they work, you'll never look at your performance the same way again. All right, now take a breath with me, because here's the part most men never hear. This is fixable, truly. What you're experiencing isn't a life sentence, it's a wake-up call. When men over 40 or 50 start noticing weaker erections, they think it means their best days are behind them. But in reality, your body is simply asking for better blood flow, better mobility, and better activation of the muscles that support sexual performance. And the beautiful thing is, the body responds fast. I've seen men start noticing stronger morning erections in as little as a week. I've seen guys regain confidence in 10 to 14 days, and I've watched men who thought they were done suddenly feel like they're back in their prime. And no, this doesn't require some crazy workout routine or complicated treatment plan or anything embarrassing. It's literally a few minutes of targeted stretching and strengthening that wake up areas of your body you haven't paid attention to in years. So if you've been frustrated or worried, or quietly wondering if things are only going to get worse, I want you to stay with me because I promise you this is simpler than you think, and you can start turning things around almost immediately. So if you're new here, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Rachel Rubin. I'm a board-certified urologist and sexual medicine specialist, and I've spent my entire career helping men improve their erections, their hormones, their confidence, and their overall vitality. Every single day, I work with men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond who want to feel strong again, who want energy again, who want their performance to match how they feel on the inside. And I get it, because this stuff is personal. It's emotional, and most guys don't have anyone in their life they can actually talk to about it. My job is to make this simple, safe, and doable. No shame, no judgment, just real answers and real solutions that actually work. I've seen thousands of men go from worried to confident, from "I hope this works" to "Oh wow, it does work." And that's why I love teaching you this stuff. Because once you understand your body, once you know how to support it, you realize you have way more control over your sexual health than you've ever been told. So you're in good hands here. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about the real issue here, the enemy that almost every man over 40 deals with, but almost none of you recognize until it's already affecting your performance. It's not low testosterone. It's not getting older. It's not that you're not attracted enough or too stressed. The real enemy is restricted blood flow and stiff, tight pelvic muscles slowly choking off your erections over time. Let me explain this in a way that makes total sense. As you age, your blood vessels get a little less flexible. Your circulation isn't as snappy as it used to be. The muscles around your hips, pelvis, and lower back, the ones that help pump blood into the penis, start tightening up from years of sitting, driving, stress, and lack of movement. And your nerves, the ones that tell everything down there to wake up, get less stimulation because those tissues just aren't moving anymore. It's like having a garden hose with kinks in it. You're turning the faucet on full blast, but the water barely comes out. Or imagine trying to rev a car with a clogged fuel line. The engine wants to fire, but it can't perform. That's what's happening inside your body, and most men have no idea it's going on because it builds so slowly, year after year, until suddenly they notice, my erections aren't as hard. I'm losing firmness halfway through. Mornings are hit or miss. It takes more stimulation than before, and here's the kicker. Most guys blame hormones or stress, but the real source is mechanical. Your pelvic floor and hip muscles are tight, your blood flow is restricted, and your nerves aren't getting the message clearly. Think of your pelvic area like a traffic system. When you were 20, everything flowed through like a smooth highway. No traffic jams, no slowdowns, perfect conditions. But by the time you hit 40, 50, 60, you've got construction zones, potholes, detours, and congestion. The blood can still get through, but not fast enough or strong enough to create those powerful erections you used to have. And it's not your fault. No one teaches men that the muscles and tissues around the penis can get stiff, weak, and clogged, just like any other part of the body. This hidden enemy creeps up quietly. You don't feel it happening. You don't see it happening, but you definitely feel the results. The good news? Once you understand this, you can fix it. You can reverse it. And the stretches I'm about to show you? They're designed specifically to undo that tightness, reopen those blood flow pathways, and reactivate the nerves that create strong, reliable erections. All right, let's pull back the curtain and talk about what's actually happening inside your body. Because once you understand this, the stretches are going to make so much more sense. When you get an erection, 3 major systems have to work together perfectly: blood flow, nerve signaling, pelvic muscle activation. If even one of these is off, your erections get weaker. But for most men over 40 or 50, all 3 start slipping at the same time. Let's start with blood flow, because erections are literally a hydraulic event. Blood needs to rush into the penis quickly, fill the chambers, and stay there. But if the blood vessels in your pelvis and groin are stiff, inflamed, or compressed, that pressure can't build the way it used to. Think of it like trying to inflate a tire with a kinked air hose. No matter how much air you push, the tire never gets firm. Now, the nerves. The nerves that control erections come from the lower spine and run through the pelvis. They're incredibly sensitive. And here's something most men don't realize. When your hip flexors are tight, when your glutes get weak, when your lower back is stiff, those nerves get irritated and sluggish. They're still working, but they're operating like a weak Wi-Fi signal. The message to turn on gets delayed or fuzzy. That's one reason why some men say, it just takes more effort than it used to. The signal literally isn't as sharp. So, let's get into the solution. The real reason you clicked on this video, if you want harder, healthier erections after 50, the primary fix is this. So, let's get into the solution. The real reason you clicked on this video. If you want harder, healthier erections after 50, the primary fix is this. Then we have the pelvic floor muscles, the foundation of your sexual performance. These muscles help trap blood in the penis and keep erections firm. But if you've been sitting for decades, or dealing with stress, or moving less than you used to, those muscles can get tight and weak at the same time. A tight muscle isn't a strong muscle, it's a tired muscle. And tired muscles don't support great erections. So here's what all this means for you. When your hips are stiff, your pelvic floor is tight, your butt muscles aren't firing, your lower back is locked up, and your circulation is slowing down, your entire erectile system becomes inefficient, blood trickles. Instead of surges, nerves whisper instead of shout, muscles react instead of support. And guess what? You ain't fix that with positive thinking. You can't fix it with a pill alone. You can't fix it by hoping it'll go away. You fix it by releasing those tight areas, opening up the blood vessels, waking up the nerves, and getting the sexual support muscles back online. That's where these stretches come in. They're not random. They're not gimmicks. They're based on the exact anatomy of how erections work. They lengthen the hip flexors so the pelvic nerves glide smoothly. They open the groin so blood can rush in faster. They release tension in the low back so the erection signals fire clearly. They activate the glutes and pelvic muscles so blood stays where it needs to stay. In other words, these stretches directly target the bottlenecks that weaken erections as you age. And once you start doing them, your body responds shockingly fast because you're restoring a system that's been jammed up for years. So let's get into the solution. The real reason you clicked on this video. If you want harder, healthier erections after 50, the primary fix is this. You must restore mobility and circulation through the hips, pelvis, and lower back. And the fastest, most effective way to do that is with targeted, pelvic-focused stretching. Not generic stretching, not random yoga poses, not touch your toes and hope for the best. I'm talking about 5 specific stretches that directly improve erection quality by opening the blood vessels, releasing nerve compression, and activating the muscles that support sexual performance. Now, before I walk you through each one, let me tell you why this works so well. When you stretch these areas, your hip flexors, your adductors, your glutes, your pelvic floor, you're basically unclogging the plumbing. You're giving those blood vessels room to expand again. You're telling the nerves, hey, wake up. You're allowing everything to move the way it's supposed to. Think of these stretches as clearing out years of tightness that have been silently holding you back. Here's when to do them. Once a day, 5 to 8 minutes total. That's it. You can do them in the morning, before bed, or even during a lunch break. The timing matters less than the consistency. Here's how to do them. Slowly, relaxed, no forcing. If you're holding your breath or tensing up, you're doing it wrong. These stretches are about opening, not straining. Here's what to avoid. Don't bounce. Don't push past pain. And don't skip the days you don't feel like it, because that's exactly when your body needs it most. Now, what can you expect? Most men feel a difference within the first week, sometimes even in the first few days. Better morning erections, less sensitivity loss, a stronger, fuller feeling during arousal. Because as the blood flow returns and the nerve signal improves, everything starts functioning the way it should. By week 2 or 3, you'll notice more staying power. By a month, most guys report firmer erections and more confidence. And again, you're not doing an hour-long routine. This is literally minutes a day. All right, fellas, let's break down these 5 stretches so you know exactly what to do and why each one helps. These are the game changers. Now, if you really want to take your results to the next level, the guys who get the fastest, strongest improvements usually add a few simple habits on top of the stretching routine. Think of this as your performance stack. Not supplements you don't need, but real physical habits that amplify everything you're already doing. Let me give you my top 4. Bonus, tip number 1, the 2-minute warm shower trick. This one is wildly underrated. Before you do your stretches, especially first thing in the morning, stand under warm water for about 2 minutes. Let it hit your lower back, hips, and pelvis. Warm muscles open up faster, blood vessels dilate more easily, and the nerves fire more cleanly. Guys tell me all the time, Rachel, this one thing alone made the stretches feel 50% more effective. Bonus, tip number 2, the 15-minute walk rule. If you're over 40, nothing boosts erection quality like blood flow, and walking is the most accessible circulation booster on the planet. Just 15 minutes a day, at any pace, literally tells your arteries, hey, stay flexible, stay open. It also reduces inflammation, improves nitric oxide, and lowers stress hormones, all of which improve performance. If stretching is the ignition, walking is the fuel. Bonus. Tip number 3. 1 serving of blood flow foods daily. You don't need a complicated diet. You don't need 6 supplements. You just need 1 serving a day of something that naturally improves circulation. Pick any of these. Beets, arugula, citrus, blueberries, pomegranate, garlic. They work by boosting nitric oxide production or reducing inflammation. Both crucial for erectile strength. Just 1 serving daily makes your stretching routine even more effective. Bonus, tip number 4. The screen's off, wind down, fellas. Listen, your brain and your erection are deeply connected. If your mind is wired, stressed, or exhausted, your performance takes the hit. Try this. Turn off screens 20 to 30 minutes before bed. No doom scrolling, no news, no emails. Your nervous system will calm down, your sleep will improve, and you'll see better morning erections almost automatically. This one small habit does wonders for men in their 50s and 60s. These are simple, realistic changes. No crazy routines, no expensive gadgets, But when you combine them with the 5 stretches, you're attacking the problem from every angle: circulation, nerves, hormones, and recovery. And that's when you start seeing real, lasting improvements. Now let's circle back for a second, because I want you to really understand why this matters. Not to scare you, but to give you clarity. When you ignore the early warning signs, when you brush off weaker erections as just age, when you tell yourself, it's fine, I'm still functioning, that's when the slow decline becomes a real problem. Because here's the truth: erection issues almost never stay the same. They drift, they creep, they compound. If blood flow keeps getting tighter, if those pelvic muscles keep stiffening, if the nerves keep getting less stimulation, things don't magically reverse on their own. You lose morning erections, you lose firmness, you start doubting yourself, and that quiet, private frustration spills into your confidence, your mood, your relationship, your sense of masculinity, and the saddest part? Most men don't take action until they're already in the panic zone. But you're here now, and that means you're not ignoring it. You're paying attention, and that alone puts you ahead of most guys your age. I want you to remember something important. This isn't just about sex. This is about circulation, nerve health, mobility, metabolic health, and long-term vitality. Erectile strength is one of the earliest markers of how well your body is functioning overall. So when you commit to fixing this, when you do the stretches, make the small daily tweaks, start opening things back up, you're not only improving your performance, you're improving your health. Small habits create enormous change. 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, a quick walk, a little stretch. These don't seem like much in the moment, but they're the difference between slow decline and genuine improvement. You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to stop pretending nothing's happening and start doing the simple things that move you forward. You've already taken the first step by watching this. Now let's talk about where this leads. All right, now let's talk about the part that really matters: what your life can actually look and feel like once you fix this. Because it's not just about getting a harder erection, it's about getting yourself back. Imagine waking up with those strong, reliable morning erections again, the kind you used to take for granted. Imagine feeling confident instead of hesitant, excited instead of nervous, present instead of distracted. Picture this: you're with your partner, and your mind isn't racing with worries like, is this going to work? Or, am I going to lose it halfway through? Instead, you're calm, focused, and fully in the moment because you trust your body again. Your energy goes up, your mood improves, your motivation returns, your workouts feel better, your whole mindset shifts. And the ripple effect is huge because erections are about more than sex. They're about circulation, hormones, confidence, and connection. When that part of your health improves, everything else starts clicking into place. I see this transformation all the time. A guy starts doing these stretches, makes a couple tiny lifestyle tweaks, and suddenly he's saying things like, I feel like myself again. I didn't realize how much this was weighing on me. My mornings are back. My confidence is back. My relationship feels stronger. You deserve to feel that way, not just once in a while, but consistently. This isn't about becoming 25 again. It's about becoming the strongest, healthiest, most confident version of yourself right now. Your age isn't the barrier. Your habits are the unlock. A fact that you're watching this, the fact that you're learning about your body, the fact that you're willing to do a few simple stretches every day. That says a lot about the kind of man you are. All right, fellas, if you found this helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and let me know which stretch you're going to start with, or if you've already been doing some of these and noticing changes. Your stories genuinely matter, not just to me, but to the men who read them and realize they're not alone. And if there's something you want me to cover next, maybe hormones, pelvic floor strength, supplements, performance anxiety, whatever it is, tell me. I read everything you share, and your questions help me shape these videos so I can give you exactly what you need. If you want more tips like this, go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel. I've got deep dives on circulation, testosterone, pelvic floor health, all the things men over 40 and 50 should know but were never taught. And of course, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. I've got some really powerful content lined up that's going to help you keep building confidence, energy, and real vitality. Thanks for spending this time with me. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your willingness to learn, and I'll see you in the next one.